Hi there. Have you ever worked on a project with so many problems? Forget obsessive ironing and perfect cutting. That too. This video is really about sewing a difficult fabric, the one that quilters dislike because it's so unstable. And professional sewers avoid sewing this fabric because it has structure issues. The project is a men's Hawaiian shirt made of rayon. A real rayon with very little cotton on it. Easily wrinkles, shifts, creases. Even if you touch it and fondle it, it will crease by itself just by working with it. But what's so special about it, it's very unique fabric to work with. There's nothing like it. Here are 3 different rayon content fabrics. The blue fabric is a rayon with cotton. The emoji fabric is both rayon and polyester. And the Hawaiian print is rayon with very little content on it. I'm not really sure how much is the ratio there, but I know there's a little bit of cotton in there. These 3 fabrics have different attributes that can influence how you will approach the project. I bought this fabric 6,000 miles away, so if I mess up, I know I cannot get it anymore. I know this fabric is difficult to sew, so I have to put on my defensive sewing strategy. I bought 4 men's shirt patterns, tested the hand, drape, and overall feel of the pattern pieces. Guess which one I choose? It's the pajama pattern. 2 reasons. The fabric I'm using, it's not that stable, so the structure is important. The less cut pieces, the better. Commercially, this type of fabric is often used for a one-wrap sarong or a one-piece scarf. Some of these pattern men's shirts can contain 18 or more pieces to make, including the interfacing. That's way too many pieces for a fragile fabric like this. Basically, to make the shirt, totals 10 pieces without the pocket. Simple cuts are great for large-scale prints. No need to add a lot of detail when the fabric that you're using has large prints. Cutting notches on this fabric was a challenge. The fabric ships, especially on an angle. So I fixed this problem by allowing 0.625 or 5/8 of an inch allowance. This seemed to work. I'm glad I cut from a bigger pattern size. I used the notches to match the pattern pieces, but I serged the edges, removed the notches with a serger machine, and that seems to look neat. The fabric has enough ship on it that made this possible. By the way, this is the type of fabric that you want to avoid darts at all costs. Why? It's really hard to see the grain. It's way too fine. Most quilters loves a fabric that behaves when it's sewn. Professional seamstresses, tailors, are sometimes obsessed with finding the grain of the fabric. This rayon that I'm sewing right now can defy all that because the grain is way too fine, and even if you find it, the fabric tends to ship. This fabric is so easy to iron, but you have to wait for the fabric to relax. They say that you have to wait a day to relax the fabric before you sew it. Here's the thing, it really depends on the size of the fabric that you're talking about, the size of the cut. The bigger the fabric is, the longer you have to wait. I choose the thinnest that I could find for flexibility. A soft fabric like this needs the matching interface for drapeability. You try to avoid an interface that restricts the movement of the fabric. Now I have a new problem. I just realized that my machine did not like the combo of the rayon and the interface that I chose. Way too thin. This took weeks to think through. Do I rip the whole interfacing off? Apply a snap button? Ultimately, I fixed the problem by practicing the pace, cadence, speed, acceleration of my pressure foot. What I mean is that I practice over and over to find the correct rhythm on the pressure foot. So I learned something new. Applying pressure on your pedal is a skill in itself. Practice your speed if you have this problem where the fabric and the interfacing is way too soft, and of course it's too late to rip it off and put a new one. It's different if you sew for someone else because you can't really bother them all the time for fitting. So if I sew for myself, I put it on and off to get the right fitting. I fixed this problem without a body form by using a suit hanger. It seemed to work on this one. A regular hanger will not do it. The hang of this fabric is so different. I sewed the pocket. The next day it's off the right, so I unstitch it. So you get one chance only to unstitch a pocket area because you're gonna puncture through the fabric. So every day I look at it and the pocket tended to ship to the right. No matter how much I wait, it still does the light tilt. So I am pretty sure that the grain is somewhat off, but way too fine to see, which in reality a lot of ready-made clothing that we buy on the stores that the human eye cannot tell. I think it did not like the weight of the pocket piece. This is just a weird project for me because I have to wait for the fabric to relax, and relaxing means gravity is pulling it down. Wouldn't it be fun to line up these coconuts on a shirt? A men's shirt just like this. I'm putting out this video because there's so many challenges out there on sewing real rayon. But you know what? I embraced the challenge. Here's a fabric to summarize my emotion on this project. First, I was happy to find it, but surprised how challenging it was. But I kept going, even though it made me feel stupid. I told myself it's gonna be fine, never cried or even shed a tear. In the end, I was happy I did it. I loved it. It gave me more sewing wisdom and it made it worth it. And I'm happy I did it. Thank you for watching.